welcome to Hobby Potter Weekly. I'm Tammy Jo Chat, and this is just my online journal of what I've been doing in my studio. I have lots of ideas mulling around in my head on things to do. This week I did a lot of hand building because the temperature in my studio has been close to between 105 and 108 degrees, and it gets out there, you know, it gets up there pretty quick. I mean, even sitting and looking what I'm wearing right now, it's what, 6 o'clock? No, 6:30 in the morning. So it's nice out here, so I decided to run out and make the quick intro. Anyway, I want to share with you some of the things I did. I did some hand building, I did some wheel work, and I need to share a little bit of something about the wheel work because I don't really talk while I throw on the wheel. But the last 6 months or so, I have been having challenges with my hands, and I have arthritis, and it's really starting to be painful. So I am not complaining about that, and by any means at all, because what I want to do is adapt what I'm doing so that I don't feel pain while I throw on the wheel. So my techniques, if you go on my techniques, she's not doing it authentic or she's using a sponge. It's for reasons that I can't give up my love of the wheel, so I'm going to adapt. And hopefully that's what anyone else that has that kind of challenge does, and they don't just try to do something new because of pain or because of having to make alterations so that you can do what you need to do or want to do. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me just share with you some of the things that I did. Yes, I leave my tray, since it's only me in the studio. I don't clean this up after I'm done throwing. I let it dry, and then I use it for my slip. This is actually earthenware slip. So I just put my dry crumbs in here, and I'll add water and froth it up. And this is where it goes. Because I live in the country and there is nothing really that is toxic in this. This is just my clay. I dump it out right back into the ground. It's dirt, right? Okay, here's my tool of the week. I adore this thing, and this is actually the tool I get the most questions on. It is a Play-Doh Fun Factory toy that children use for their own clay, and it comes with a little attachment on the end. Now, this has belonged to my children, and they are, my oldest is 25, going to be 26 years old, so I don't know if they have this exact model out there, but I'm sure they have something like it still. This is how I use it. And this is, I decided to start it right from how I pick it up. The last time I used it, I don't clean it out at the end. See how it has all that dry clay inside? I dump it out because it is so much easier to clean off dry clay than it is to clean off wet clay. And I get as much as the chunky stuff out, and then I go and rinse it outside. And I take it out to my outdoor sink, and I can just rinsing dry clay off is a lot easier than trying to get wet clay off of plastic. It just doesn't seem to work out as well. Dry it off real well. It doesn't matter if it's still a little bit wet because it might even help it slide through easier. And you need to use really moist clay, or at least that's what I still had some in there, see, good. Okay, so I slide this little guy back in here. Nope, it's upside down. Okay. And I feed it through the back. It sounds really elementary. I'm not going to go into every little step, but here's my moist clay. And I fill it, I put it in there for however long I want to make it, and then I squeeze it out the side. I can slice it off or I snip it off. And I have a coil, and a lot of times I can use this for making handles. I can smack it down, or another trick is I'll cover it in plastic like this, and then I'll just press it down. You can do anything with a coil, obviously. I'm not going to go into all of that, but anyway, it's very quick and easy, and it's lightweight, and I can do a bunch of them all at one time, and then I just let it dry until the next time. I also want a couple of 12 by 12 pieces, so I can just use them on the boards if I need to. Very good. Well, that's it for this week's Hobby Potter Weekly. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to share a quick slideshow at the end, and then I'm going to do a little chit chat at the end. I put the talking at the end because I've had mixed reviews. Some people say you talk too much, and other people say you don't talk well, you throw. So I'm going to share my thoughts at the end, and if you're not interested in that part, no harm, no foul. It's all good. Just take what you need and have a great time in your own studios. Thanks for joining me. See you next time. This week, I was looking at small things and I realized for me, it's not as satisfying. So I'm gonna have to think of something else. I did enjoy making the incense burners, as I have one burning back here because a fly kept landing on my head. So I went, I'm gonna burn it back here. Hey, it works. There you go, it's working. I'm not glazed yet and not even fired, but hey, it's a good tester to see how it works. Doing pretty darn good right now. Anyway, what I am excited about is I want to continually be creative, even if they're small things. For the mod shop, I was told to make small someone recommended pendants and jewelry, and I'm not really a bling person. The only bling is the earrings. So making that, I want to find love in it. Do you see what I mean? Because my husband just told me as he came in here, he says, you know, you gotta make some money. And I was like, you know what? You're right, sweetie. Now, he didn't say it grumpy. He's not a grumpy man, the gentlest person you could ever meet. But he would like it if my art and creativity would continue to perpetuate itself so that it pays for itself. And that's actually all I want. I just want to be able to go, oh, I love that glaze, and buy that glaze, and ooh, I love that clay. I want to try that new clay and get myself some clay and be able to pay for the shipping, if you know what I'm saying. So that is why I am venturing out and selling my things in these different venues. But at the same time, for me, that's not my top priority. My top priority is to really love the studio and love what I'm doing in here. I have to have my element of creativity, which is why next week I've decided not to make any tiny things. Next week I'm gonna work on sculptures. Now, I had started something with that and it didn't quite work out, so that did get shared in the video only because I didn't start taping it before the damage happened, so it was kind of pointless, if you know what I mean. So I'm sharing that here. You know, I did something and it didn't work, and I forgot to videotape what I should have videotaped and shared with you. But in my journal, as I would say in my journal, find what I love and do that. So even though I have to make tiny things for the upcoming mod shop, excuse me, even though I have to make tiny things, I still want to make sure that I have love in it while I'm doing it. So the incense burners are going to stay because I think they're stinking cute. And I made some little, oh, you saw them, the flower pieces that I made. Those are, I love those little pendants. Those are cute. But I have to make things I love. But for now, I'm excited to do something creative and spontaneous. I will always love the wheel, though. Yes, that's it for this time. Thanks for watching. End of journal. Talking to myself right now. Get busy, Tammy Jo Shop It. You're starting to sweat. It's getting hot out here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.